We talked a lot last week about football. We talked a lot about the defensive side of football. We talked a lot about, hey, what do we want to see defensively? We saw some of those things this past week. I know you would look at the score and you say, oh, well, our defenses didn't play very well. And they didn't as a whole. But the front seven played pretty well. Weeks played really well again.
Absolutely.
Greg Penn played really well. The front four seemed like they were playing pretty solid football.
Yeah.
The secondary kind of got torched a little bit. Not great.
No.
Not great. What did you see this past weekend, from the defense in particular, that one encouraged you, and two that you say, okay, we got to figure some of this shit out?
And three made you bring your helmet because you might be strapping up for the secondary out
made
here.
You want to bring your helmet and say, listen, you know what? I think I could do a pretty good job, whether on special teams or pump block.
Hell, you might be younger. You might be younger than Andre Sam.
No doubt.
I'll find a way to make a play out there.
Of course you will. Of course you will.
No, some of the things that I didn't like were obviously in the defensive backfield. It's a reoccurring thing. We've got guys there that are in position to make plays, and they're just not finishing. And that's really not something we're used to at LSU, particularly with the DBs. Yeah. That's been frustrating. We've got some missed tackles,
missed assignments,
and that goes back to the miscommunication thing that we talked about the past couple weeks. Almost like a lack of ball skills when we've got
Definitely
the chance to make the play. That's been pretty frustrating. You know what? On a positive note, I think the inside backers are playing real well. Weeks looked great again. I think Greg Penn looked good.
You think Space got Wally pipped? He's getting Wally pipped right now?
I think so.
It looks like it, doesn't it?
It looks like it.
If you don't know who Wally Pipp is, Wally Pipp was a baseball player, Major League Baseball, back in the day. He was a starter for, do you even know what team, Lloyd?
The Yankees.
He was a starter for the New York Yankees.
Good player, too.
Yeah, great player.
No slouch.
Nope. He decided that he needed a couple days off. So he took the day off. Who took his place?
That'd be one Lou Gehrig.
Yeah. I don't know if you've heard of him.
The Iron Man?
Yeah. Pretty good player. The Iron Man. Well.
He got Wally pipped.
Yeah, he got Wally pipped. Lou Gehrig, Hall of Famer, one of the greatest players of all time.
I consider myself to be the luckiest man in the world.
Lou Gehrig's disease, obviously. It's what he had, so it was named after. But he is on the Wall of Honor, the ring of, it's not the Ring of Honor, but it's
Circle of Honor or whatever.
Yeah, his number's retired, his jersey's
where the
retired.
bodies are buried.
Yeah. Wally Pipp decided he wanted a day off. Wally Pipp was playing well. Took the day off. Lou Gehrig took his position.
Never looked back.
Wally Pipp, nobody knows who Wally Pipp is because of that. Because Lou Gehrig took his job and never played again.
And never took a day off after that, because it could happen to anybody.
It ain't happened to me this time. And so my whole thing is, now I say, you got Wally Pipp. To say, this guy got hurt, took a day off, whatever, someone else. You never want to give that opportunity to somebody else if you don't have to. Obviously, Spates got hurt. It's not his fault. But it seems like the inside backers are playing well.
That's it. I don't see how you can change anything up back there right now.
Yep. As a defensive back, right? I know you weren't a defensive back. I know you're a linebacker, but
Jason Sehorn.
Jesus.
Jason Sehorn. What?
It's a corner. Oh, Jesus.
Huh? Be in trouble.
I didn't say corner.
It was coming out.
I said defensive back.
You didn't finish it.
Definitely wasn't a cornerback.
Definitely not. Linebacker.
Line me up over there.
Yeah. Hot right now.
As a DB, right? Like, how do you fix that? What do you see? Like, what's the difference? Like, what is the fix to have these guys either, one, develop the ball skills, or two, put them in a position to make these plays when necessary?
Yeah, I mean, one thing is the communication, and that's something that comes over time. These guys are obviously, most of your defensive backs are new playing at LSU, except your corners at least, and they've got to be able to communicate with the safeties and really everybody else on the field. That I think is something that is a lot easier to work on than your ball skills.
Mm-hmm.
Ball skills, that's a natural thing.
Yeah, right.
That's something that, you can obviously work on at practice every day.
By yourself.
Yeah, I mean, however you got to do it. But, that's much more difficult to do than work on the communication and things like that.
Part of the secondary that, there wasn't a lot of great things, but there's one guy who stood out to me that last couple games.
For 2 weeks in a row.
He's a human missile, and that's Andre Sam. He's been in college football for a little while. He transferred in. He is a human missile. He goes 1,000,000 miles an hour. He made an interception, made some good plays. Look, he may make a couple mistakes. He's not going to be perfect. But he goes out, and you know what you're going to get, and he's going to go out there and make some big plays.
Yeah.
He has done that. That's got to be pretty encouraging to see. At least one guy in the secondary.
Right.
There's another guy in the secondary that I want to talk to you about after you give him his flowers. There's a play that in particular that happened that you sent me a screenshot of the breakdown, and we're going to get into that. But Andre Sam, talk about him. To me, he's like the one bright spot in the secondary.
Right, he definitely is. I mean, you got to love the way that he's playing. He flies around the football field. I mean, yeah, he's going to make a couple mistakes, and he missed a couple tackles in terms of getting shook and things like that. But he's 1,000 miles an hour every play, and you got to love.
That's all
that
you can ask for.
Right.
That's all you can ask.
He's going to take some chances, and he may get beat here and there, but he's going to make some big plays for you, like we saw.
And he may get beat. I don't think he's going to get beat the way Major Burns did. I'm not saying Major Burns is not a bad player. He's a good player.
Yeah.
Major Burns had an open field tackle open field opportunity against KJ Jefferson, and he went to make the tackle, but the problem was that KJ was 10 yards the other way.
Yeah.
And completely whiffed him, right? Can you show me what he did wrong and what he should have done? How would you break down an open field tackle?
We can make this happen.
Here we go. Here we go.
So look, when you go back to that play, I mean, this is going back to 6-year-old football, right?
If you squat down for me a little bit,
Well, you got to squat. You got to squat.
Yeah, get that. Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't hit what you can't see. Major Burns is going in to make the play, and he's staring at the
Arm out, though, just in case you can catch him.
Just in case, staring at the ground. If you're going to hit somebody like KJ, you better be looking at who you're going to hit. Okay? You need to be face forward, get down in that position, and form him up.
And come up. And even if you just make him move or kind of make him slow down, it's a win, right?
If he gets a hand on him right there, we've got the rest of the team coming to make a play. Because the defense has done a good job of running to the guy with the football. But if you just whiff, you're not slowing him
And
down.
show me how did he approach him when he went the head down?
You got to come through it, right?
It was rough. It was rough. And I want to say play like Bob Tops and cringe the whole day.
You got to keep the head up. Can't hit what you can't see. That's cardinal rule. I mean, that is the first rule in defense. Like, hey, make sure you see where you're at and also protects the neck. I know he's got the cowboy collar. You know about that, right? I appreciate the demonstration. Yes. You have the cowboy collar. You know how that works, right? But you got to keep the head up, and it's going to protect the neck, one, and two, you're not going to whiff, right? So I appreciate the demonstration.